There is a 15-minute household task that costs you nothing, requires zero special tools, and will prevent the single most expensive appliance failure happening in American homes right now. If you do this in the next 48 hours, you will avoid a $400 repair bill, cut your electricity cost by up to 30%, and extend the life of your refrigerator by 7 years minimum. Scientists have confirmed this simple action eliminates the #1 cause of premature compressor failure in 92% of all refrigerator breakdowns, and not a single appliance manufacturer will ever mention it in the manual they give you. Not because it is difficult, not because it requires expertise, because a refrigerator that lasts 25 years instead of 10 cannot generate the repeat revenue that keeps a $68 billion appliance industry profitable. This is the story of the household trick that could save you hundreds in the next 2 days, and exactly why the companies selling you refrigerators spent decades making sure you never learned it. Welcome to Forbidden Arena. If you are not subscribed yet, subscribe now and hit the bell, because what we uncover here has been deliberately buried, and every person who learns this is one less emergency repair call lining someone else's pockets. Right now, the average American household spends over $400 every single year on appliance repairs they could have prevented with 15 minutes of basic maintenance. That number comes from HomeAdvisor's True Cost Report published after surveying over 30,000 households nationwide. $400 per year. The most common failure, according to appliance repair data tracked by Consumer Reports, is refrigerator compressor burnout. When your compressor dies, you are looking at a repair bill between $300 and $600, assuming the technician even agrees to fix it instead of telling you to buy new. And here is what they will never tell you during that service call. 92% of compressor failures happen because of a problem you can fix yourself in 15 minutes using nothing but a vacuum cleaner and a brush. The part that fails costs manufacturers 12 cents. The knowledge that prevents the failure costs you nothing. But the repair visit costs you everything. And the entire system is designed to keep you ignorant until the moment you are writing a check. If you have made it this far, you are already seeing what most people miss completely. Subscribe and share this with anyone who just paid for an appliance repair. Everything the appliance and home maintenance industries have buried is inside the complete Forbidden Arena outdoor vault. Household tricks that manufacturers will not print in manuals. Repair methods that service companies hope you never discover, maintenance protocols that extend the life of everything you own by years, cleaning solutions that cost nothing and outperform every product they sell you, fire techniques, water hacks, shelter strategies, natural remedies that corporations removed from public knowledge. The link is in the description or scan the code on your screen. Stay with me now, because what comes next is where this entire story cracks open. Let us go back to 1938. General Electric introduces the first sealed refrigeration system for home use. Before this, refrigerators required constant professional maintenance, which meant constant professional fees. The sealed compressor changed everything. It was designed to run for decades without service. Early models from the 1940s are still running in basements across America today, 80 years later, because they were built to last and people understood one simple principle. Keep the condenser coils clean and the system runs forever. Every homeowner knew this. It was written plainly in the manuals. It was common knowledge passed from fathers to sons, mothers to daughters, landlords to tenants. Once a year, you pulled the refrigerator out from the wall, you brushed off the coils in the back, and you vacuumed away the dust. That was it. 15 minutes annually. In exchange, your refrigerator lasted 30 years minimum, then something shifted. By the 1980s, planned obsolescence had become the foundation of appliance manufacturing. Companies like Whirlpool, General Electric, Frigidaire, and Samsung restructured their entire production model around shorter product lifespans. A refrigerator that died in 10 years meant a customer returned every decade. A refrigerator that lasted 30 years meant that customer was lost for a generation. So the machines were built cheaper. Manuals became vague. The maintenance instructions that had been standard for 50 years quietly disappeared from the literature. Repair became more expensive than replacement. And the one simple task that prevented 90% of all failures was never mentioned again. Not because people stopped needing to do it, because manufacturers needed people to stop doing it. Your grandfather knew about condenser coil maintenance. His father knew it before him. Then 40 years of intentional silence erased it from common knowledge. The task still exists, the problem still happens, but the solution is no longer taught. Subscribe if this is making sense. Every subscription is a vote against an industry that profits from your appliance dying early. The vault is in the description. Stay here, because the science they refuse to explain is coming next, and it is simpler than you think. Your refrigerator works by removing heat from inside the box and releasing it outside through a component called the condenser coil. These coils are usually located on the back of the unit or underneath behind a grill. As air passes over the coils, heat dissipates and the refrigerant inside cools down before cycling back inside. This process runs constantly, 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Now here is the critical part. Condenser coils attract dust, pet hair, dirt, and debris like a magnet. Over time, a thick layer of insulation builds up on those coils. That layer blocks airflow. When airflow is blocked, heat cannot dissipate. When heat cannot dissipate, the compressor has to work harder and run longer to achieve the same cooling. The compressor motor overheats. It runs continuously instead of cycling off. Internal components wear out faster. Eventually, the motor burns out completely. That is the failure. That is the $400 repair, and it is caused entirely by dust you can remove with a $15 vacuum attachment. According to the Department of Energy's own appliance efficiency data, a refrigerator with dirty condenser coils uses 25 to 35% more electricity than the same unit with clean coils. That efficiency loss costs the average household between $80 and $120 per year in wasted energy. Over 10 years, that is over $1,000 in electricity you paid for nothing. Add the premature compressor failure at year 8 instead of year 15, and you are looking at $1,500 in total losses, all because you did not spend 15 minutes cleaning coils. The appliance companies know this. The repair industry knows this, but there is no profit in telling you. Here is where the numbers become painful for everyone selling appliances and repairs. The global household appliance market is currently valued at $68 billion annually. That figure comes from Statista market analysis published in 2024. Refrigerators alone account for $12 billion of that total. The average lifespan of a modern refrigerator, according to manufacturers, is 10 to 13 years. But refrigerators built in the 1950s with proper maintenance are still running today at 70 years old. The difference is not better engineering back then. The difference is that people maintain them because they were taught how. When a product lasts 3 times longer, the manufacturer sells 1/3 as many units. When repairs are simple and free, service companies lose billions. The entire industry depends on you replacing appliances frequently and calling professionals for problems you could solve yourself. A 15-minute cleaning task that prevents failure and cuts energy costs cannot coexist with a business model built on planned obsolescence and service calls, so the task was removed from the manual, the knowledge stopped being taught, and your appliance started dying right on schedule. Here's exactly what you need to do in the next 48 hours. Unplug your refrigerator completely. This is critical for safety. Pull the unit away from the wall so you can access the back, or if your coils are underneath, remove the front grill panel at the bottom. You will see the condenser coils. They look like a black metal grid or radiator, usually covered in a thick layer of dust and fuzz. Take a vacuum cleaner with a hose attachment and vacuum all the debris off the coils. Use a coil brush if you have one, but a vacuum alone works fine. Get into every section. Remove everything you can see. Once the coils are clean, vacuum the floor underneath and around the unit. Push the refrigerator back into place, plug it back in. That is it. 15 minutes, zero cost. The compressor will now run cooler, cycle properly, and use 25 to 30% less electricity starting immediately. Your energy bill drops this month. The lifespan of your compressor just extended by years, and you prevented a $400 repair that was entirely predictable. Do this once every 6 months if you have pets. Once a year minimum if you do not. Set a reminder on your phone right now. This single task repeated twice a year will make your refrigerator last decades instead of dying at 10 years. The same principle applies to your air conditioner, your dehumidifier, your freezer, anything with a compressor and coils. Keep the coils clean and the system lasts forever. Let them clog, and you are buying new equipment on the manufacturer's preferred schedule. Now let me tell you what the repair industry will never admit. When a technician comes to your house for a broken refrigerator, the first thing they check is the condenser coils. If the coils are filthy, they know exactly why the compressor failed, but they will never tell you that cleaning those coils 3 months earlier would have prevented the entire failure. They will sell you the repair or the replacement and never mention the maintenance. Why? Because a customer who learns to maintain their own appliances is a customer they lose forever. The repair call you made today could have been prevented yesterday. The one you will make next year can be prevented right now if you take 15 minutes in the next 48 hours. Subscribe if you are still watching. Hit the bell. Share this with someone about to spend money on a repair they could prevent today. The vault link is in the description. Inside is everything the home and appliance industries spent billions burying. Repair tricks that service companies hide, maintenance tasks that manufacturers deleted from manuals, cleaning methods that cost nothing and work better than anything they sell, fire techniques that outdoor brands call dangerous, water purification that costs $2 and outperforms $100 filters, shelter strategies that replace expensive gear with free materials, 10 guides, 1 vault, all the knowledge they erased. Here is the truth they cannot afford for you to understand. Your appliances are not designed to break. They are designed to fail from neglect that you were never taught to prevent. The tasks that keep them running for decades are simple, fast, and free. But simple and free do not generate profit. Planned obsolescence only works if you do not know how to interfere with the plan. This 15-minute coil cleaning is you interfering. Every time you maintain instead of replace, you break their model. Every year you extend the life of what you own, you keep your money. and every person you teach becomes someone they can no longer profit from. Your great-grandfather maintained his refrigerator and it lasted 30 years. Your grandfather did the same. Then the manuals stopped explaining how. Then the knowledge disappeared. Then your refrigerator started dying at year 10 and you thought that was normal. It is not normal. It is profitable. There is a difference. If this video showed you that difference, subscribe now and share everywhere. The next video is coming, and what we are exposing next is heavier. The vault is below. Scan the code. Click the link. Learn what they will not teach. In the next 48 hours, you can save hundreds. In the next year, you can save thousands. All it takes is 15 minutes and the knowledge they spent 40 years making sure you would forget. This is Forbidden Arena, where we preserve what they tried to erase, and we are only getting started.